Viaggio della speranza a Toronto per un giovane italo-canadese. Una cena al ristorante scatena nuove polemiche a Vaughan. Il Barcellona vince la Champions League. Buonasera dalla nostra redazione. A 28 anni viene da St. John e la sua vita è appesa ad un filo. Parliamo di un giovane italo-canadese malato di leucemia giunto a Toronto per cercare al più presto un donatore per il trapianto di midollo osseo che possa restituirgli la speranza di vita.
Robin Rocca, che vive a St. John nel New Brunswick, ha solo 28 anni, ma dallo scorso Natale è stato colpito da leucemia mieloide acuta e necessita al più presto di un donatore di midollo osseo.
I traveled to Toronto from my home in St. John, New Brunswick for a mission to create awareness amongst all Canadians of the need for bone marrow stem cell donors.
Robin, la cui famiglia è originaria di Sorbello, in Calabria, sognava di potersi presto sposare con la sua fidanzata Julie.
My hope would be obviously that Robin gets something out of this and we find a match.
Promotore della campagna per la sensibilizzazione alla donazione di organi in tutto il Canada è da 15 anni George Marcello.
Robin Rocca needs a bone marrow transplant and we have to save his life. Just like we did with Lydia Sabara, we're going to save his life because he's got lots of things to do.
In Canada sono oltre 740 i malati di leucemia che, come Robin, sono in attesa di un donatore e 4.000 quelli in attesa di un trapianto salvavita.
Most cancer patients like Robin will need, on an ongoing basis, quite a lot of blood products as platelets, as these donors are giving today.
Ma nonostante sia di conforto vedere questa clinica colma di donatori, le cifre dicono che in Canada il numero di essi sia decisamente calato durante il 2008.
On any given day, we can have 30 whole blood donors come through the door, 28 platelet pheresis donors come to donate.
Nella sfortuna della terribile malattia che lo ha colpito, Robin possiede però sangue di tipo AB positivo, il che gli permette di riceverlo da un vasto numero di potenziali donatori.
I've got a very healthy life and I've got lots of blood to give, so why should anyone else suffer?
Chiunque voglia donare il proprio sangue e risponda ai requisiti necessari deve chiamare il numero telefonico 1-888-236-6283.
Io spero a trovare presto un italiano che può salvare la mia vita.
Giorgio Mitolo, Omni News.
I need a bone marrow transplant to save my life. But I'm not the only one. There's about 750 other Canadians in my exact situation this very minute, actively searching through Canadian Blood Services One Match program, searching the registries to find a match today that will save their life.
Canadian Blood Services says stem cell donation is not painful or risky for the donor and is sometimes simply done by giving blood.
And becoming a bone marrow donor isn't complicated. It's as easy as doing a simple test right at home. Our medical specialist, Dr. Carl Cabasel, next, with how easy it is to sign up and give the gift of life.
Registering for the One Match Bone Marrow Network is easy. All you need is one of these kits and a number of swabs that come with the kit. Here's how it works. You take a swab and you take samples of the cells on the insides of your cheeks in all four corners, and you're going to want to swab with a vigorous motion like you're brushing your teeth, like that, for about 30 seconds in each corner of your mouth. Once you're done that, you put the swabs on this card, and there's room for all four. You close it up. They give you a stamped envelope, which you put it in, and then you mail it back to Canadian Blood Services. Now, at this point, there are more than 700 Canadians who are waiting for bone marrow donation, and if you join the registry, you'll be potentially helping people all over the world. It's especially important for people of diverse backgrounds to get on the registry because you're more likely to find a match with someone within your own ethnic group. And to find out how to get one of these kits, go to our website, citynews.ca, and click under Web Watch. From Canadian Blood Services, Dr. Carl Cabasel, City News.
A damp and gray day out there today.
It's a trip one young Canadian never expected he'd have to make.
But he's in our city now, hoping to raise awareness about a life-saving procedure. Our health reporter Monica Mattis is here with his story. Monica?
Well, Robin Rocca has traveled from New Brunswick to Toronto on a mission. He is literally fighting to save his life.
We've heard a lot about the importance of donating organs. Now 28-year-old Robin Rocca has this
For a
plea.
mission to create awareness amongst all Canadians of the need for bone marrow stem cell donors. I need a bone marrow transplant to save my life.
Rocca desperately needs the procedure because he has leukemia, and there are about 750 other Canadians also in need, hoping Canadian Blood Services One Match program registry will make a difference for them. Fewer than 30% of patients who need stem cell transplants find a compatible donor within their own families, and that makes the One Match registry so important.
And it's so easy to register. You can simply call or go online. You fill out a simple form. It only takes a few minutes. If you're eligible, you're sent a kit that you do in the comforts of your own home. It's a cheek swab that you then send back to the lab.
The likelihood of finding your HLA match or a stem cell match for a potential donor out there are much greater within that certain community, are much greater within your own ethnocentric community and where you come from.
Rocca is of Italian descent, but One Match wants to build on the diversity of all ethnicities on the database. Rocca hopes his call to action will be heard across Canada.
And sign up to the National Bone Marrow Stem Cell Registry. Donating stem cells is easy and painless as donating blood. And the best thing is, maybe you could save a life like mine. How good would that make you feel?
And if you're interested in signing up as a potential donor, you can register online. We have that information on our website at ctvtoronto.ca under the hot links. With Lifetime, I'm Monica Mattis.
And stay with Global now as a young man with leukemia travels to Ontario to ask for your help. It might save his life and many others. Well, there are about 700 Canadians waiting for a life-saving bone marrow transplant. And this young man is one of them. We'll tell you why he's not content to wait. Next. Finally from us, a young man who is going to unusual lengths to find a rare bone marrow donor. It can keep people like him alive, but finding a match is never easy. So rather than wait on an international list of donors, he's trying to find a way to increase the people on that list and maybe save more lives than just his own. Here's Christina Stevens.
Welcome to Toronto.
Yes. A tired 28-year-old Robin Rocca has flown thousands of kilometers from St. John, New Brunswick, looking for that perfect someone.
I need a bone marrow transplant.
He's come here to Toronto's Little Italy to increase the chances of finding that one match. People of the same ethnic background are more likely to have the same genetic markers. Just before Christmas, Robin, an athlete and engineer, was diagnosed with leukemia.
To be informed that you have cancer when you're 28 and young and healthy, and you never think about that. I feel like I was invincible. Definitely in despair, thinking, what's wrong with me? Am I gonna live?
He was good. Like Robin, he handled it like pretty strong. Like he kind of took the information in, and I was just like.
Since then, Robin's undergone bouts of chemotherapy, which have left him weak and his immune system vulnerable. A donor could save his life. Without it,
prognosis is 5-year survival rate is about 30%.
All of his friends and family have tried. The result seems like a cruel twist of fate.
His brother and his sister are identical. Like they match each other, but not Robin.
The response from the Italian community has been swift, with immediate promises to register after realizing it can be as simple as a blood donation.
If I could help a fellow human being live a longer life based on something that I really had no control over, but God just giving me the gift of my particular blood type, why not?
Until he finds his one match, Robin is left to wait and wonder.
Restless nights and anxious days, not knowing, where I'm going to be in 6 months or 5 months.
He hopes his efforts will result in at least one match. If not for him, then for someone else. Christina Stevens, Global News, Toronto.